Artificial intelligence. It's like a smart computer that can learn and solve problems on its own, almost like a robot brain. Imagine AI as your helpful friend in technology. It's what makes video games challenging, helps your parents find the quickest route using GPS, and even suggests new songs based on what you like to listen to. AI is like a smart sidekick, making things cooler and easier in our everyday world. Although, some people are concerned about the usage of AI in various aspects of our daily lives. Some people worry that if we let AI exceed its actions with such limited restrictions, it might even cause problems. Like in sci-fi movies where machines go out of control. It would be concerning about what would occur if not managed sincerely. Mr. Barker, who teaches the computer science pathway at Grandview, will showcase and discuss how AI is used in his classroom, presenting both its practical application and making a case for its effectiveness.
Yeah, so right now I use a lot of AI in my class because we are programmers. It's one of those things where a lot of programmers are starting to develop skills by using AI. And so I think it's really important for our high school students to kind of see that as well. You can kind of tell that students are starting to learn more than they did in the past in my classes because AI is introducing them to some topics and some subjects that I haven't. And so some of the students are getting exposed to it, which increases their knowledge of just basic programming. Yeah, so the key benefits that I think including AI into the system is it really allows students who want to use it for the right purposes, obviously, to go beyond the normal education limits. Like I said, in my class, when I have students who are making a program, they sometimes use AI to help problem solve some of the things that they're working on, and it just gives them more professional advanced skills of solving those problems than it would be if they were to talk to their neighbor or talk to me. And then obviously as long as they're understanding what it's doing, then the benefit of doing it is amazing. The downfalls that I've seen so far is for the students who don't want to use it for the right purposes, just kind of like get through busy work, get things done faster. Some of them are not necessarily knowing why it's doing what it's doing, and so that's really been the big struggle for most students is we have to make sure we know why the AI is trying to choose what it's doing. And if we don't, then we just got to look it up. We just got to figure out how can we understand why it did that one the way it did it. Motivation from students, I wouldn't say has changed much. I would say the students who are using it in my class are making better projects because they used to have to go to old programs like Stack Overflow or Google or Wikipedia even and try and find like resources to help them accomplish what they want to, where now they can go to the AI and kind of think through their process of explaining what they want it to do so they can get a better outcome of what it actually is. And so I think that's kind of the thing that I've noticed for motivation is the students, again, who are using it the right way are excelling in using it. And I think some of the students who are using it in the sense of trying to get things done faster, they aren't using it to gain more knowledge, and so sometimes it does hurt them because their motivation is I'll just get it done as fast as I can. And so that's one of the things that I've noticed with the AI. So in my class I let them use AI and everything. I never restrict them on it just because in programming it's a huge field right now, and being able to use the AI in what they're working on, a lot of companies are already doing this. There's only a select few who are doing it because of security reasons. But for my class, a lot of the students are making amazing projects. If they're doing something, let's say our last project is we're doing graphics, and so they were trying to make a landscape. So instead of just making a simple landscape, they were working with AI after they'd already designed their landscape that they wanted. They were asking AI questions like, how do I make the sun move in this image? And so now they're adding more elements than I had even required them to do because they had finished faster, and so they wanted to spend the time on making a more complete project for what they had imagined it to be. And so AI has really helped them in those regards to be able to add more to their project because I tell them they have to. If they're going to use AI, you have to add more. So I pretty much will tell them, go ask AI before you ask me, because what will happen is when a student goes and asks AI sometimes gives them a more complex answer. So then when they get that answer, then they come and ask me, what does AI even mean by this? Now they're getting more exposure to deeper learning than had I just gone over and explained the simple process to solve something. And so in my class, I think it's been a really huge benefit to have the AI as kind of like almost like a peer tutor slash coworker or somebody working next to you on a project. You can ask it to kind of help you problem solve things, and normally the AI will answer more completely than somebody next to you might, or even for myself. And then, like I said, when students get confused on the way that it's answering, because it does happen a lot, like it'll give them pretty complex answers, but then they start looking into like, what do those mean? Or they'll ask me, hey Barker, what is this? How does this work? And then now it opens up a conversation to have deeper learning of like, what does that actually mean? Why did the AI say that was better than what we've been doing? So I think some things that you have to kind of let students know is that the AI is not always correct. AI might tell you to do something, and a perfect example, going back to one of the labs that we've done recently, was graphics. I told the AI to make me a graphics that was like a beach scene. So I had some waves and some people and some umbrellas, and this is what I told it to make. And when it came out, it was a few squares and some circles, and the AI was like, yep, there's your people. And it didn't really know what I was asking it to do. And so obviously if students are just using that to turn it in, then they would have lost points because they didn't fully do what they needed to. And so it's just kind of that idea of making sure that when you do use the AI stuff, you are fact-checking it or making sure that it's using the thought process that you would have used. Because I think AI is really helpful to enhance your learning, but if you're just doing it to do the learning, then that's kind of where that shortcoming comes from. In my class, the communication that I have with students and parents is that, again, because I'm a tech teacher, I think it's really important to have that communication of you can use AI in my class, because parents will be like, why are my kids getting 100% on this thing? And I'm like, well, it's because they're using AI as a resource, which is great because they're able to use that resource. And it's something that we predict and technology is going to continue to have and continue to use. Google just released their newest one. And so it's one of those things where we don't want to limit in my class the AI. And a lot of parents are kind of nervous about it, of like, well, how are you making sure that they're learning the things that they're learning? And so it's just, again, reassuring them how we use it, why we use it, and then also, obviously, we still have tests and those things that the AI can't be used for.
Artificial intelligence serves various purposes, but a caution approach is necessary due to the possibility of AI malfunctions and misuse by individuals. As AI progresses, some see it as a way forward. What are your thoughts on this changing scenario? This is Kylev reporting for GVTV.